A trip to the regional championship to face two-time defending state champion Richmond Heights awaits the winner between district champions Dalton and Warren JFK, who clashed tonight in the semifinals at historic Canton Memorial Fieldhouse, where the Bulldogs and Eagles will battle in tournament action yet again. And it's all coming up next.
have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let SPHERION do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with SPHERION. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479. It's the 89 Homes and Building Improvement pregame show. My name's Brian Skowronski. The Hall of Famer Joe Balogh is my sidekick here tonight. Dalton and Warren JFK meeting in the regional semifinals for a second straight season, Joe. And I think it's always fun when schools from different parts of the state, they start building some tournament rivalries. And this one, obviously, they're in the beginning stages, but they're starting to form one here.
Yeah, I mean, interesting that you have two teams that get right back to the regional semifinals, and especially Dalton's kind of interesting from the standpoint they lost a bunch. Really only have, I believe, two players that saw significant playing time a year ago, and Brady Hignight and Grayson Lehman were really the only two players. So, and plus, I believe they started out, they lost 5 of their first 7 games, but some of that was due to football, that they got such a late start, and then they had some key injuries. So, and also had a change in their head coach.
There's been some turmoil.
Cody Hutt took over about 6 games into the season. So, says a lot about the poise and the ability of the Bulldogs to handle adversity to get themselves in a situation that they are won a district and are now in a regional semifinal.
Let's now dive into our team spotlight for the Bulldogs, who do return to regionals yet again, second straight season. They had to wait 21 years in between district titles before they got here last season, Joe. But you talked about all the adversity they overcame, losing their head coach during the season, getting 14 football players late. Didn't get them until December, a team that went all the way to the state championship, as far as you can go. But they basically cleared all of those obstacles to make it back here to camp.
I mean, and Brady Hignight, one of their better players, was out the first 6 games, which probably gives you an indication of why maybe they lost 5 of those first 7 games, as he averages 11-3 a game, and is kind of, I think, probably their leader. So give a lot of credit to the Bulldogs to fight through a start like that in the season, and then you know what you want to be doing is be playing your better basketball right here at the end of the season.
You talked about Brady Hignight and just what a spark plug he has been. Out for the first 6 games of the regular season with a broken arm that he suffered during the playoff football run. He ends up earning all conference, and then he's emerged as the go-to scoring threat. He creates his own offense too, Coach. This isn't a kid that plays modern-day basketball and tries to stroke a bunch of threes. He takes you off the bounce, he gets in the lane, and that's where he's most effective, is anytime he's about 10 feet and in from the basket.
Well, and I think the one thing you see with both teams and looking at their stats is they both like to shoot the three, so that'll be interesting to see how each team chooses to defend that, and then also the ability of teams to get those shots and get them within rhythm.
We'll tell you now about the opponent tonight. Warren JFK stumbled through about a 1-5 stretch in late January into February, but they're now winners of 6 in a row, including 3 blowouts in the playoffs. And you look at the numbers they've been putting up, their low-scoring game is 76, so I don't think offense is going to be a problem.
No, they've been outstanding here in the first 3 games of the tournament. And you mentioned they had that stretch there in January where they struggled, but you know, in December, they had a big win over Archbishop Hoban, D1, the defending D1 state championship, beat them by 15.
Wow.
So this team can score, and when they score, that's usually when they're pretty good.
And Nick Ryan's our player spotlight tonight. This kid scores more than anybody else on the floor tonight for the Eagles. He's athletic, he's efficient around the basket, and the kid's a walking double-double at just 6'3", so I kind of looked into his eyes here during pregame. There's a little bit of a coldness to him, Joe. He's just one of those guys, I think he probably strikes fear into a bit of his opponents when he's out on the floor.
Yeah, he averages 19 a game and just under 10 rebounds. Shoots 77% from the free throw line, and typically, Brian, what we've seen is when teams have really good scores, are those guys that find a way to get to the free throw line, as he's made 88 free throws during the year. And that's one of the easiest ways for a scorer to score, is to get contact, get to the free throw line, and make free throws.
And he creates plenty of that with his aggressive play in the lane. So what's going to decide this game here tonight? We'll begin with our keys to victory first for Warren JFK. I'm going with body up, Joe Balogh. You got to use your size and your athleticism. They're going to have the height advantage at most positions here tonight. So if they can capitalize off of that, they'll probably be flying past the Bulldogs into the regional final.
Well, and kind of going with that, I just said fast-paced. If you look at their scoring, 79, 81, 76 in their last 3 games, they want to play up-tempo. They want to shoot the three. So their ability to get the game going up and down the floor, I think, is going to be to their advantage.
And for the opponent tonight, as their cheerleaders are being announced here on the floor, I'm going with shot selection for the key for the Bulldogs. You got to be choosy with your looks against a team that scores and fills it up as well as Warren JFK does. So if you can do kind of your key to victory, slow them down a little bit and be a bit more selective at the other end, probably going to be the Bulldogs competing for another regional championship.
I mean, I think the key for the Bulldogs will be to get back in defensive transition and make sure that they're contesting those threes and not leaving them, leaving the Eagles wide open for threes out of transition.
So those are our keys to victory presented by 89 Homes Building and Improvements. Let's take a look at the D4 regional in the bracket, show you what's left remaining out there for these teams. We don't have an updated with Richmond Heights just yet. That, of course, is going to be the opponent on Friday night, as Downton and JFK are competing for an opportunity to take them on right back here at the Canton Memorial Fieldhouse. But that's a great stack 16, Joe. You know, a lot of the top teams in the state of the top 10, you see there's about 6 of those still remaining. So very competitive D4. Well, maybe outside of the Spartans, who we saw a little bit earlier tonight, they might be just a little cut above the rest.
Well, you got some familiar names in there. Berlin Highland, traditional team that's been to been to Dayton the past couple years. And then you have a team there at the bottom in Russia out of Shelby County that had an outstanding season a year ago, and I believe was knocked out in the semifinals by Richmond Heights, but a very formidable team there. So Russia would be a team that you would think that's going to maybe come out of that Southwest regional and get to UD also.
And Travis Barty just sharing a score with me. Highland knocked off Northside Christian tonight. So we do have an update for you there as the Eagles starters circled up there out on the floor. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for both sides here tonight. And quality all over the floor for both of these teams. Plenty of scoring. Keller McFerrin, Coy Wenger, both of them at 11 points per game. Hignight, of course, he's right in that same mix with them. He'll be joined by Everly, and then they'll have Grayson Lehman on the interior on the other side. Michael Condeleone joins Nico Shimarino, Quinn Miola, Nick Ryan, and then Jaden Rochelle. And great balance scoring as well for Warren JFK. Their numbers are just higher because they scored at a much better clip, with Ryan the top guy at 19, Rochelle 14, and Condeleone over 16 points a game.
Yeah, both teams, and typically as you see when you get to this level, both teams have good balance, and that's usually been a key to any team having success. So that'll be a key tonight, is to see which team has better balance and has not just one guy, but several guys that can step up and score.
And here's the roster for Dalton being announced. These are the non-starters. Very cool storyline for the Bulldogs to get themselves back here to the Canton Memorial Fieldhouse. As we mentioned, 21 seasons before they won a district championship. A season ago, decimated kind of by graduation. Wenger was the big-time playmaker last year for them, the All-Ohioan. He's gone. They had a couple other seniors, and all they did was fight off a slow start, built some momentum throughout the campaign, and here they are back on the big stage, and a big ovation for McFerrin as he's the first one up off the bench.
Well, they were 10-4 in the Wayne County League and finished second. I believe Norwayne was the top dog in that league, but that Wayne County League is probably one of the older leagues in the state. Very competitive league. And the thing I like, as I've told you several times, Brian, I like about that league is you play home and away. And I think that many times tells you the truth about who is the champion in the league. So 10-4, second in that league. They'll be ready to go tonight.
And one cool stat about the WCAL is that Dalton, the last team still dancing here in March Madness. Everybody else has been eliminated. Even Norwayne, who came into the tournament with big expectations in Division III. But the Cats are down for the count, as our pregame show is as well, as we are just about ready for tournament basketball action. And with that, we'll turn it over on our audio cast to Big League Berardi. Take it away, Trav. So it'll be Eberly going head-to-head here with Rochelle on the jump. As regional semifinal basketball's underway, it'll be Dalton with the basketball first. Looks like we're going to get some isolation here as they reverse it back for McFerrin. Nice bounce to his step, and the long rebound, right place, right time, and Eberly knocks it down.
Yep, Everly just really didn't have to go get that rebound. It just came right to him and able to knock down the 15-foot jumper.
First offensive possession here for Warren JFK.
And a clear out.
Condeleone has to fight that one up, but dude's pretty strong for a little fella.
Just set up in a 1-4 high set, threw it to Condeleone at the elbow, ran the wing to the opposite side, and he just went one-on-one to the basket and able to get it on the glass and finish. Both teams have started man-to-man, and we said both teams are not afraid to shoot the three.
Traveling violation, our first giveaway will go against Coy Wenger, who absorbed a little contact and then off the bump could not regain his footing.
And we saw in the first game, that officials allowed, a lot of contact on the basketball. As long as you didn't put your hands on, if you got your body into them, they let that play, and that kind of threw Wenger off balance there and forced the travel.
Ball movement working side to side, baseline drive, and the throw down for our player spotlight, Nick Ryan.
Well, you can see the quickness and athletic ability of Ryan and why he's a special player for the Eagles. And here we come in transition.
Conaleone gets the friendly roll. His second basket at 6-2.
You can see right away JFK, they're going to look to push the basketball, especially off missed shots.
And that's the first attempt tonight for Brady Hignight as he absorbs the contact and a couple free throws in his future. Nice left-handed crossover there. And picking up the first personal foul of the night here is Quinn Miola.
Well, you can understand they were out without him for the first 6 games, and I believe lost 5 of those games. So Brady is a big key for the Bulldogs' success here in the second half of the year, and their second district championship in 2 years.
Hignight drills them both. They'll start the offense opposite side with Conaleone.
And just kind of running what we've seen a lot of teams do this year, just somewhat 5-out motion, trying to create space with their dribble and see if they get some drive and kick opportunities or opportunities that they can just drive the ball right to the basket.
Hignight able to fight through the screen there as they'll lay it off. Miola, the kick underneath, up and under Ryan.
Boy, Brian, he's really quick. He's got a great first step, and then just the strength of ability to play off of 2 feet and take contact.
Like I mentioned, he's just got like a competitor look in his
Yeah,
eyeballs,
he does.
Joe.
Yeah, he does.
Kind of like that Medusa stare. Don't look too hard.
Yeah, he's a focused basketball player. I mean, he shoots 64% from 2-point range and 34% from 3, as he has 24 threes on the year. So, and as we mentioned earlier, he's 77% free throw shooter from the line and has been there almost 90 times this season, or made almost 90 free throws. There he is again with that quick drive.
Had the setup, shot came short. Hignight with the board. Brady's going to get picked up here by Phillips, who checked in. They'll go right after him. First foul on Henry Phillips, 5'10" sophomore. And that's where Brady really excels, dicing through defenses. Doesn't look for the 3 often unless it's there. He likes to get into the painted area, and he's a pretty efficient finisher when he does.
But only a 58% free throw shooter, so he made his first 2, has missed the first of this pair. And let's see if he can knock down the second one.
Nice rotation.
3 for 4, that's a good start from the free throw line.
JFK leading by 3, nice move. And they'll set up Ryan from downtown, and he buries it.
Kind of showing he can do it all. As we said, 34% from 3. Had made 24 coming into this ball game.
He's got 7 points, 3 for 3 from the floor. But Corey Wenger bets it right back at the other end.
Wenger with that 15-foot jumper, a little bit of a fadeaway, and a great screen there by Grayson Lehman.
Diagonal cut. Bulldogs do a nice job of rotating. They'll leave a clean look from downtown as back-to-back threes as that falls for Phillips.
And Phillips is a 42% three-point shooter. He had made 27 coming into this game. That's his 28th of the year, so they have multiple guys that can shoot the 3.
Offensive rebound. They'll kick it inside. Wasn't really ready for it at first, but Grayson Lehman cashes in.
Well, this is an interesting matchup there. I was going to say Grayson Lehman guarding Nick Ryan. And Ryan saw that matchup and just blew by him going to his right. So Ryan, as we said, going to the free throw line, 77% free throw shooter for the season.
He's just an all-around athlete and basketball player. As he remains perfect. 3 of 3 field goals, 101 from the charity stripe.
He just has a great rotation on the basketball, Brian, which is a sign of a really good shooter.
Look over at the Kennedy bench as they see Ryan splash the pair. Lead swells back up to 7. So Sammy Tomlinson lost the handle. So a giveaway in transition. It'll be knocked out of bounds. That was Nico Cimarino.
As we mentioned, any kind of turnover, live ball turnover, JFK really looks to attack in transition.
Now Cimarino to inbound it. They'll come up top. Couple of head fakes. Hignight able to get there in time. And now from the corner, JFK, they've made their last 3 from long range.
Well, as we mentioned, a lot of three-point shooters. Conleone shoots 33%, which is good. He's made 52 threes coming into this game, so that's his 53rd for the season.
Gamble up top for Ryan. See if the Bulldogs can find the open shooter. They'll try to tuck it inside.
Yeah, looks like a steal now. Here's transition.
Chiminero leaves it off. Ryan soars above the rim to lay it in. And we'll get a timeout. It's a Weston Maine timeout.
Well, live ball turnovers right now are really hurting the Bulldogs because anytime that they've turned it over, JFK has just attacked the basket in transition and usually have had an advantage of a 3-on-1 or a 4-on-1 or a 4-on-2 break. So an emphasis has got to be that we got to take better care of the basketball. Then we do turn it over, we got to try to get back and get mashed a lot quicker if you're Dalton.
Eagles have been on fire here over these last few minutes, stretching out a double-digit lead.
Well, we've seen the visitors in the first game came out hot shooting the 3, and the visitors on the scoreboard in the second game have also come out hot. So I guess maybe you'd want to be the visitors if you win.
If you can put in that request as a coach, I'd make that happen.
Because this end of the floor right now in the first half seems to be pretty good.
Dogs stretched out all over the floor, 5 wide. And just not able to find any attack lanes as it's poked out of Wenger's hands, and that'll be another giveaway. 3rd for the Dogs.
But the advantage there is it's a dead ball, so the Eagles not able to get the ball quickly in transition.
Here's Chiminero walking across the timeline. Just under 2 minutes remaining here in the opening frame.
I'm going to call it.
Offensive foul going the other way.
No, they called that he stepped out. He ran out of bounds was the call. So it's you can't run out of bounds on a cut and come back in and get the basketball. So that was the call.
So it'll go down as a giveaway as McFerrin.
Looks like we're going to have an offensive foul.
Harassed all the way down the lane. And
I mean, Seminero's pressure on the basketball was really good. Kind of stuck his forearm into his chest,
right,
and pushed off. So good call there by the official.
First foul on Keller tonight. A look inside, but no delivery into Miola. He'll clear it out now.
They look like they're trying to maybe post Miola against maybe a little bit smaller defender. Because he's just kind of playing block to block, and they're really looking inside to him. Good defense there. by Sammy Tomlinson, but they turn it right over.
3 on 1. Slipped right through Ryan's hands. The only miscue he's had in this first quarter.
Yeah.
I think he was thinking about his third flush, Joe.
But a great job of sharing the basketball there. And as we've mentioned several times, the Bulldogs are going to have to do a better job of taking care of the basketball because these live ball turnovers are really creating some havoc for them.
Catch and shoot. McFerrin straight away. He's on the board.
Ran a little elevator play of him just coming up off of a double in the middle of the lane, and that was pretty deep.
21-12 now on our Arrow Accounting scoreboard.
Nice move.
Add 2 more, though, for JFK.
Yep, Jaden Rissell with a nice little floater off his right hand.
Great defense by Condeleone up top.
Well, Condeleone and Seminaro do a tremendous job of getting pressure on the basketball, and when you have a couple guards like that, that can make you be a pretty good defensive basketball team.
Dalton will look to close the frame with the final shot as Condeleone comes out to meet Tomlinson. Now Coy Wenger spinning, fall away, buckets.
Wow. Nice move, tough shot. I mean, that's not bad defense, just a little bit better offense on that play.
So a 5-0 spurt for the Bulldogs closes out the first as we head to quarter number 2. 9-point differential here in favor of JFK.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let SPHERION do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with SPHERION. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
It's 23-14 here at Canton Memorial Fieldhouse. JFK on top of Dalton. Second straight season these two teams have met right here in the regional semifinals. Bulldogs took round 1. Eagles off to a nice start here in round number 2. As Ryan gets cut off, baseline drive, able to funnel it out to the corner for Rochelle off the bounce. And a big rebound inside for Eberly. 5-on-4 opportunity. Shimarino's down at one end. The 3 is up. Won't splash.
And McFerrin not afraid to shoot that deep 3.
Neither is Jaden here at the other end. The 6'3 senior pipes one through.
Well, and we mentioned one of the strengths of JFK is their ability to shoot the 3. That's Rochelle 35%. Now here comes our guy, Nick Ryan.
And he's going to throw it down with authority yet again. He's got 13. Kid's impressive.
Yeah, he's, I mean, number one, he's just athletic. And then, like you mentioned, even in warm-ups, he just has a focus in his eyes of how he plays this game.
Lehman, a nice up fake, creates some space, short-armed it. Shimonero calling for a screen. He'll get one from Rischel. Made a 3 from there a little earlier. Now Ryan again.
That's his first miss.
Well, coming into the game, the stats had showed that JFK had made 191 threes.
How about that one for Wenger?
Wenger with a nice look from three, so gets it back to an 11-point deficit for the Bulldogs.
The junior now has 7 of the 17. As Ryan pitches it out to the corner here for Miola. They'll swing it back far side off the attack. Things open up. Nice drive there for Quinn.
You saw offensively there, what they were able to do is get the ball reversed. And as we talked several times, when you get ball reversal, what we say, getting to one side of the court to the other and then back, it many times opens up things. And now able to step into a passing lane and able to finish is Condeleone.
Yeah, what a stretch for him. Gets the bucket, then the theft, cashes it in, grabs a receipt for 2 more.
I mean, you really got to like the quickness of JFK, not just their guards, but just their overall team.
Ryan down to the floor, tied up, physical play.
Yeah.
He and McFerrin. Jump ball. Second look on the BS Media Productions replay.
And I think Nick Ryan's asking, how's that not a foul? And probably a good question there from the standpoint, he dove on the floor first, and then the Bulldog jumped right on top of him. So jump ball, though, so Dalton retains possession of the basketball.
3 minutes off the clock here now in quarter 2. Double comes. Lehman kicks it back out, and Winger just misses this one. And we're going to loose ball foul on Michael Condeleone.
Yeah.
Just his first.
Just unable to get a box out on the backside. So second chance opportunity, baseline out of bounds here for Dalton.
They'll get Henry Phillips back into the mix. He'll replace Condeleone. Another short 3 from McFerrin. But there's Brady Hignight cleaning up the mess.
I mean, McFerrin's got a really quick release. I mean, he's shown that on several catch and shoot opportunities. So back to a 13-point lead for JFK. Important that Dalton tries to get this under 10 here before the end of the first half.
Gonna give a look inside here. No pass came.
Forced the turnover. Here come the Bulldogs in transition.
McFerrin off the kick out. Here comes Wenger to the rack. He's fouled. Count it. Boy, Wenger.
That's a tough move. Right-handed player, floating, going to his left and finishing with his left hand. So the Bulldogs got a chance to cut it to 10 with 4:10 left here in the second quarter.
Been a magnificent start as well for the junior at the free throw line, looking for his 10th point already.
Yep. And he averages 11-4 for the year. And it's he's a 78% free throw shooter, so you're kind of banking that it's going to get to a 10-point, cut it to a 10-point deficit here. And I jinxed him.
Oh, Joe. I think that's your first announcer curse since I've been with you during this postseason run, though. So you've been batting a good percentage.
And you can see that JFK brings Nick Ryan right back into the lineup after a very short rest.
I don't think I'd let him spend much time over on the sideline either. Dalton, meanwhile, gets Matthew Heatwool in for the first time. Eagles moving it back here to this side with Ryan. Flash to the corner.
And they do a really good job of getting ball movement, player movement, and then they do a pretty good job of using the drive for a purpose. So baseline out of bounds here for the Eagles.
Phillips, the trigger man, has to come back up top here. Now Ryan, boy, that first burst of speed, ridiculous, and it lands him back on the charity stripe.
And, with his strength, he can take contact and be able to get the ball to the rim, which is what he showed there. So Nick Ryan going to the line to shoot 2.
Top scoring threat in the game so far with 13 up to this point. He's got basically 3 dunks. I'll give him 2 3/4.
Ryan averages 19, Condeleone averages 16. And Condeleone with 11, and Ryan going for his 15th point of the night here in the first half.
He's been sensational so far, helping carry the scoring load.
And, we talked about the offensive output that this team has had in the first 3 games, and they're in that looking to get to that same kind of average tonight.
8th turnover for the Bulldogs. And it leads to this tough shot down the lane, carrying it like a fullback is Condeleone, who took a little poke in the eye. It looks like he's okay.
Interesting stat here, Condeleone shoots 58% from 2, 33% from 3, which are outstanding, but only is a 55% free throw shooter.
Something a little bit different sometimes when all eyes are on you there, Joe. No defense.
Able to go 1 of 2. So back to a 14-point lead after the Bulldogs had a chance to cut it to 10.
Dogs will reverse it. 2-man game off the screen here from Heatwall. Mid-range J, nothing but the bottom for Hignight. Brady now with 7 on the game.
The Bulldogs just got to try to see if they can string a couple stops together. But right now that's been a difficult task.
It's a lot of speed on the perimeter, and especially from Condeleone and company. My gosh.
Condeleone at the free throw line, you saw him, he's a left-handed shooter, but he's shown great quickness and being able to go to his right and finish.
So the lead builds back up to 14. Dogs trying to keep pace on the offensive end of the floor as we're sub 2 minutes remaining before the half.
Nice cut, nice pass, great finish.
Well said. It's Brandon Steiner, 6'3" senior, making an impact with his first points.
Little reverse layup off a nice backdoor cut.
Condeleone in and out. Steiner sends it ahead. Tomlinson turned away. Second look, not there either. Out of bounds. Back over to JFK.
Reisel with a nice block there. I believe that's how he pronounces. Is that correct? Reisel?
I think I've said it a couple different ways. So we'll Reisel?
Anyways, he blocked it. Jaden blocked it.
Good job, 35. So Ryan exchanges down into the corner as they'll work it opposite side now. Simorino. Now Condeleone, this is when he's at his best. Just puts his head down and goes through traffic. For the Eagles, in no hurry here. Down to 50 seconds.
Wow, what a rebound. Another great rebound.
And now poked away from Ryan from the weak side. Eagles will keep it alive, though. Barisha walks with it up top.
Well, you saw the strength of Nick Ryan on those 2 rebounds.
Yeah,
just kind of held people off and rebounded each with one hand, and actually, probably got a lot of contact in there, but no foul was called, so we play on. And the Bulldogs, again, trying to get this to a 10-point deficit or below before they go into the half. So let's see if they look for the last shot of the half.
Hignight able to create a little separation, but has to give off Wenger.
But again, great ball pressure by JFK. Do a tremendous job of moving their feet.
Now Brady, a series of nice moves. Ryan with them stride for stride, made it tough.
Got a chance here to score before. Wow.
Late whistle comes in after the shot, and it's going to put Nico on the free throw line. So role reversal now with Kennedy a chance to put 2 more points on the board.
That was big. I mean, Nick Ryan does a nice job of playing straight up, made a layup, a difficult layup, and with about 5 seconds to go, the Eagles push the ball in transition and get a foul. So Semerino, 84% free throw shooter, so highly unusual that he misses a free throw.
Second one pure. Good if it goes, but it's deflected off the left hand of Jaden, and we are headed to halftime. JFK, big performance in the first quarter. They win the second 15-11 as they own a 13-point lead heading into the locker room. Stay with us. When we return, we will have your 89 Homes halftime report. Joe Balogh and I will break down the first half stats, give you some analysis, and get you all set for quarter number 3. You're enjoying free basketball right here on OH Report.
Hi, I'm OH Report founder Brian Skowronski, and you've just enjoyed first half action live and free exclusively right here on the OH Report. But stick around, still plenty more to come right here as our boys high school basketball returns after this.
Better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let SPHERION do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with SPHERION. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Big shout out to all these generous sponsors combining to bring you free coverage here tonight, live and free if you're watching on our audio cast with Travis Big League Berardi. And many thank yous to Arrow Accounting, moving your community forward with Arrow. Go ahead and contact Kara Barnes for services at the link down in the description. Weaver Commercial Contractors, a proud supporter of local high school athletes.
Contact Weaver for all of your commercial contracting needs. Proudly doing business throughout Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. I know Travis likes the sound of that. SIMONSON Construction Services, Inc. From concept to completion, they can help you make a plan, refine your vision, and build a path for success. 89 homes and building improvements, building homes, earning trust since 1979. BS Media Productions. Do you need a commercial to showcase your business or promote that you're hiring? BS Media Pros is the most affordable, high-quality production company in North Central Ohio. Find us on Facebook, and that means if you do a commercial with BS Media Pros, you get to work with me from start to finish. SPHERION Mid-Ohio. Let them help you build the career you want or the awesome team you want. They build real relationships with you so they can understand what you need and get it for you fast. And by West and Main, located at 187 West Market Street in Warren. Stop by, check them out. They got their phone number there. Put in an order. All good stuff all the time at West and Main. We will take one more quick commercial timeout. We will be back. Your 89 Homes halftime report will be just on the other side.
Hi, I'm Always Report founder Brian Skowronski, and you've just enjoyed first half action live and free exclusively right here on the OH Report. But stick around, still plenty more to come right here as our boys high school basketball returns after this.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let SPHERION do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with SPHERION. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
It's halftime here in Canton as we welcome you back into Memorial Fieldhouse for the 89 Homes halftime show. Pretty good battle going on so far. A little back and forth, but Warren JFK, the Eagles, have been flying as they soar out to a 38-25 advantage. I'm Brian Skowronski. The great Joe Balogh is with me here tonight. And we were talking there a little bit off air, and we're just both really impressed with the Paisanos up top here for Warren JFK. Their guards, and then Ryan, of course, who I think you'd call him a forward, their acceleration, they're just real fast with the basketball.
Yeah, they're extremely quick, and so any live ball turnover that Dalton's had, Warren JFK has just really attacked it.
Oh yeah,
and they've also done a good job when they've rebounded the ball at their defensive end of being quick in transition. So it's going to be extremely important that the Bulldogs try not to turn the ball over as much as they did in the first half, but if they do, make sure they're dead ball turnovers, because on the live ball turnovers, they have really gotten hurt here in the first half.
Take a look at the first half numbers presented by 89 Homes, building an improvement, and JFK been able to get into the paint kind of at will. 10 two-pointers, transition buckets you talked about, but then they splashed the 4 threes, and in my opinion, that's really kind of been the big difference, is when they've got clean looks from downtown, they've made them all.
Yes, I mean, they, and we said coming into this game, as a team, they shoot 35% from 3, and they've made 191 threes, so they're closing in on 200 threes as a team for the season, which is outstanding.
Yes.
And they have multiple guys that can shoot them and can make them.
29 combined points right now for Condeleone and Ryan together, outscoring Dalton on their own, who balance scoring for them. That's kind of been their MO so far this season. 9 points for Coy Wenger, just a couple off of his season average. And on our player spotlight, Brady Hignight has 7 so far, Joe. So third quarter, we talk about it all the time. Adjustments are going to be made, and can you get off to a nice hot start here? So let the viewers know, since we've got kind of a couple different teams here, Joe, if they haven't heard the Baloghism for what we're expecting to see here to get off to a nice hot start.
Well, a lot of times coaches talk about the first 3 minutes of the ball game being important, and then the first 3 minutes of the second half are also important. So in this situation here, it's going to be JFK's basketball. So many times if we had possession of the ball, we would talk about getting a score, a stop, and a score. Well, if you do that right now, a 13-point lead can balloon to anywhere from 17 to almost 20. On the flip side, if you're Dalton, you're talking about, hey, let's get a stop, a score, and a stop, and then you got a chance you can get the basketball game into single digits. So a lot of times the first few possessions of the second half are really key to as how this game's going to go.
And with that, we'll turn it back over to Travis Berardi for the audio cast. For those of you watching on the video feed, Joe and I will stay with you. No one's been able to stay with this kid, but a tough shot on the baseline for Condeleone. It's one and done.
And we just had Condeleone, a left-handed shooter, but is really good attacking the basket with his right hand. Almost in this game, seemed to be better going to his right than to his left. And a block shot.
Yeah, got a big chunk of that one.
And McFerrin just not quite as quick being able, but there's our guy.
I mean, spinning like a top down the lane, Joe, and he just looks like he's wound up all the time.
Well, he's got a great focus to how he plays. But Wenger able to kind of pick up a loose basketball there and finish the layup.
So nice answer there for the Bulldogs. Rischel's going to pop a deep one.
And you might be saying, well, why is he shooting that? Well, we said he shoots 35%. He's made 43 coming into this game. So, you have multiple guys. Ryan's made 24 coming to this game. Semerino 25. Henry Phillips off the bench 27. Condeleone 52. So we said 191 threes coming into this game.
Off the hesitation, Wenger, little bump, catches the front iron.
And we've seen Wenger do that a couple times, being able to get in the lane. And I think early in the game we saw him finish with his left hand. There he's able to jump stop, play off 2 feet. Got hit on the right arm, so he goes to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Wenger listed at 6 foot tall, now in his junior season. Trying to fill in big shoes left by his older brother, All-Ohioan from a year ago. And he knocks down the second as that one falls too. So it's back down to 11. Two-man game far side. Semerino baseline. And impacted there with the defense from Lehman. 2-on-1. Coy tosses it underneath. Nice catch and finish by Eberle.
So good start here to the second half by the Bulldogs as they're able to cut into that deficit. They've now got it into single digits. So let's see if they can string together another couple stops and cut it into it even more.
Side to side, cutting through is Condeleone.
Well, you can see maybe one of the adjustments that Dalton's made here to start the second half defensively. Maybe not quite as aggressive on the basketball, playing more gap defense, trying to take away the drive. But just as I say that, Condeleone able to drive to his left and finish with his right hand.
Pressure being applied there by Shimarino. Dalton gets through it.
You just got to love the way that JFK has 5 guys sitting in a stance, especially the pressure on the basketball.
3 is up.
Quick release. Nick Ryan showing why he averages close to a double-double there with the rebound. And this is transition.
Offensive board created here by Miola. And now Rischel, look at the
Extra
ball
pass.
movement,
He's gonna
changing
get a second
hands.
chance. And usually when that happens off of an offensive rebound, that shot usually goes. So Condeleone buries the 3 to put him back up by 14.
Wanger off the handoff, catches the back iron. Ryan, another board.
And here come the Eagles in transition. I tell you what, him going to his right, he is really good. Condeleone's got great quickness with that right hand, great pass.
And the finishing ability by Ryan off the setup. Miola seen him on the cut.
Yeah. Miola with a nice pass. Shimarino with almost a steal there.
Another catch and shoot. McFerrin hasn't fared well from downtown, but Lehman's got more second chance points.
That was a big offensive rebound because JFK was getting into a pretty good rhythm offensively as far as pushing the basketball in transition.
Hignight going diving into press row there, off the deflection.
And Steiner checks in.
So we'll get it's a Weston Maine timeout as the Eagles with a 9-8 advantage so far here in the quarter. They won the first couple of frames and the slightest of margins right now as both fan bases looking on. That's the Bulldogs, of course. A couple student sections having a good time here tonight, Joe.
Yep. I mean, always good to see students getting involved in the basketball game.
That's what makes the high school tournament so much fun all the way around.
Well, we saw some great atmospheres last week when we covered a lot of the district games in the Northwest District. Some outstanding student sections.
It's about as good as it gets there, Joe.
One of the best was here tonight. The first game was Seneca East, and even though they weren't able to kind of celebrate like they did a week ago, they were still in full force and showed great support for their team tonight. It was kind of neat that even students and parents stood around afterwards and gave players an ovation as Seneca East players came out of the locker room after the game.
If you didn't catch the results of the first game, Richmond Heights moving on to the regional final yet again. The 2-time defending state champions able to knock off Seneca East. Big margin as well. As we're going to foul, this will come on the floor. Shimarino with the blow by, and it's just going to be the first against Dalton here in the frame.
I mean, almost everybody on this in this JFK lineup can put the ball on the floor and go by. And the key thing when they're able to do it is when they get great ball movement and get the defense moving, and they're able just to attack off the dribble. Nick Ryan looking to post up inside, kind of playing around him in the post right now.
Hignight's got that task as the ball moving hands, hot potato, but you talked about Rischel and just how good he's been from long range. Yet another make there.
I mean, the so-called post player is able to step out, and he said has a good rhythm. Made over 40 threes for the season.
Couple looks inside. They wanted to feather it into Everly, but it's tipped.
Live ball turnover.
And out of the
Big
whirly
pass,
bird.
found him again.
Opposite side this time, Joe. And we'll get a Weston Maine timeout taken by Cody Hutt and the Dalton Bulldogs as they see this thing kind of getting away from them now.
Well, Semerino averages over 6 assists a game. With that play there, you can see why. I mean, looked like he was going to try to take it and finish at the basket, but he just has an eye for where his teammates are in transition. And there, Rischel buries another 3, back-to-back threes for him, and now it's a 20-point lead with 2:34 to go here in the third quarter.
And what I like most about watching JFK on offense is they don't waste a lot of dribbles. Typically, when they're going to work off the bounce, Joe, it's because they're in attack mode and they've got a purpose. They're going somewhere.
Well, you can see a lot of their dribble comes off of ball reversal and guys catching passes. It's not somebody putting the ball between their legs 3, 4, 5 times and not really going anywhere. In the half court, the ball is moving, and then when they see a gap, they go at that gap with 1 or 2, maybe 3 hard dribbles, but then they're looking for an open teammate, and that is what is really impressive about them.
So the Bulldogs trailing by the largest margin of the night. Got a lot of work to do to try to get themselves in a position where they can push in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you gotta try to cut into this deficit here in the last 2.5 minutes to see. I would say right now, if you could maybe get it under 15 by the end of the quarter. And of course, the Eagles are going to try to extend this to 25 if they can by the end of the quarter.
Just has not been able to find the range tonight, that being Keller McFarland. He's tried a series of threes, knocked down 1 so far. Meanwhile, Ryan.
Well, they just do a great job, and this 3 in a row.
And now a 3-pack of triples in sequence, all reined in by Jaden Rischel, blowing the top wide off this game.
Well, you can see they're really well coached from the standpoint when they make penetration, they know where guys are on the perimeter.
Offensive board, though, here for the Bulldogs. Get another chance.
Nice step-through move.
What a Euro step from Brandon Steiner. So a gorgeous move by the Dogs. He's got 4. But will the threes continue to drop? Not this time. Ryan, though. Hard collision, jump ball will go the other way. And you hope that Nick's okay.
He hopped up, just kind of shakes his head. And going to go to the next play. But that...
I mean, this is just a boom. Yeah. It's like an MMA move. I assume it's Nick Ryan's father that's behind us here. They look a lot alike in the face. Told him, keep attacking, boy.
He's got, as we said, you noticed it in warm-up, and we've noticed throughout this game, he has a great focus.
He's got that icy stare, and how about an icy shot there for Steiner? Back-to-back buckets for him.
Yeah, got it back to 18. Let's see if the Eagles hold here for the last shot of the quarter, but no, they are not, because Nick Ryan says, I'm bringing it home, and he does. That is a sweet move.
The acceleration, he goes from 0 to 60 like a Tesla, Joe.
I think that was like 1 dribble, wasn't it, from the 3-point line? And
that's all that boy
needs.
needs.
The dunk. Nice play here by the Bulldogs, a backdoor cut, and Brady Hignight able to finish. So I would anticipate right now that the Eagles are going to look for the last shot of the quarter as they have an 18-point lead, and then will also get possession of the ball to start the fourth.
It's been an impressive quarter here for JFK. They've got 20. Dalton, they've kept up for the most part. 15 scored here in the third. Just a little bit too much Ryan. The 3 straight threes by Rischel. And now they got a chance to close out the frame with a little bit more. Shimarino, the kick out. Wide open look. Splash.
Well, it's one of the guys we haven't mentioned his name a lot is Henry Phillips, as we said. He's a 42% free throw shooter and had come into this game with 27 made threes. So the threes are raining here in the third quarter for the Eagles.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let SPHERION do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with SPHERION. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
It's
money time.
Yeah, it took the words right out of my mouth, Joe. There it is, the cash falling from the ceiling.
Big possession here because he can take it to 23 or 24 to start the fourth quarter.
I'm Brian Skowronski, the great Joe Balogh with me here tonight. Quite an impressive performance by JFK offensively in that last frame. Knocked down 5 threes, 3 of them courtesy of Jaden Rischel, all in sequence.
Yep, back to back to back. You don't see that very often.
The lob for Ryan. Just a little bit off that time by Nico.
Cimarino probably could have shot a layup, but he kind of wanted to get the highlight there.
I don't blame him. With this lead.
And just threw it a little bit too high.
See if Dalton's able to make a fourth quarter push. This would help. Strong rebound though, Condeleone. And now he's got the basketball here at center court. Coy Wenger on his hip. And he just lost it, so knew he couldn't touch it again.
But again, the ability of Condeleone, his quickness of going to his right is especially being a left-handed shooter, is pretty impressive.
Great recovery speed by Nick Ryan to get into the play there. Little fumble by Hignight. And now it's going to be tipped, but here's Lehman.
Yep, got a little benefit. The ball got tipped and kind of came right to him. So Dalton tried to extend their defense here. Looks like they're in a little 1-2-2, maybe three-quarter court. Now going to go back and match up into man-to-man.
For the Eagles, the clock is on your side. But you know they want to stay in attack mode, right?
Cimarino just not able to finish with his left hand.
Catch and shoot, that one's short. Board ripped down there by Jaden. Now Coy applying some pressure here on Michael, and just too easy. Well, he at least makes it look that way.
Well, he has great strength when he just got his shoulder by his defender and then was able just to hold off his defender. And again, the impressiveness of him going to his right to finish.
McFerrin able to find the range this time. Dials in the GPS. He's got 6 on a pair of threes. But the Eagles flashing back the other way. Tipped out by Lehman Ryans there.
And he's fouled on the floor.
And Severino trying to kind of avoid the contact. He probably should have just taken it right into the contact. So baseline out of bounds here for the Eagles. Looked like they were looking for a lob to Nick Ryan, but just not able to get it. Nice pass.
Yeah, double team, and how about that head and shoulder fake?
Miola just not able to finish with his left hand, but nice pass. Nice drive, first of all, by Nick Ryan, then a really nice pass.
Steiner a little out of control on that last entry, and it's going to be a turnover for the Dogs, their 12th.
Condeleone again going with that right hand to drive to the basket. And he said one area of weakness for him is only shoots 55% from the free throw line, but excellent three-point shooter. We understand why he shoots 58% from two, because of his ability to get to the rim and finish. And then he's also really a solid on-the-ball defender.
So Condeleone, an all-district performer this year, senior season. Looking to take his team into a regional championship. Been a little while for JFK, but they won it here tonight. Great
Nice
pass.
That's the thing that, sometimes goes unnoticed, is just the Eagles' ability to share the basketball. Great scoring opportunities for teammates.
There's definitely a continuity to their offense and their style. And when they're ready to get on the attack, I mean, they've got plenty of guys on the perimeter that have been able to beat their defenders on the reg.
Well, and they shoot 70% as a team from the free throw line, so that's a good sign down the stretch of a game that, if you're able to get to the line, that you have confidence that you can make free throws and finish a game. So timeout by the Eagles here, up 20 with 4:51 to go in the basketball game.
And a shout out for Weston Maine on Market Street over in Warren for sponsoring our timeouts this evening. And it looks like they might be back in a winner tonight. 20-point difference. And the Bulldogs, they just haven't really enjoyed a stretch yet, Joe, where they've put together a nice run, 6-8 points in a row, like we saw the Eagles do in that third.
Well, with the Eagles, it's just hard to do that because of their defense, and especially their pressure on the basketball just kind of creates some havoc. And you're exactly right that they've not. JFK has not allowed really any runs by Dalton to kind of get themselves back in this basketball game.
They've still got about 5 minutes left to try to make things interesting. They'll have to start filling it up in a hurry, though, at the offensive side.
Well, and the interesting thing is with how well JFK has played defensively, they don't even have a foul here in the fourth quarter. So they've been able to put great pressure on the ball and not foul.
Off the screen, here's McFerrin. Dips it in for Hignight off the kick out. There is their first foul here of the frame.
And Nick Ryan's kind of looking at, I'm not sure really what happened there.
It's going to be the third foul on Miola.
Excuse me, it was on Miola, not Nick Ryan. I'm sorry.
He's the only player in any type of real foul trouble. As there's a little bit of a crease, and it rattles off the rim for McFerrin. So the Dogs starting to run out of opportunities here.
And JFK just kind of spreading it out right now, which is going to be difficult for the Bulldogs because the Eagles have multiple guys that can handle the ball extremely well.
Gotten 43 combined tonight.
And they're going to the free throw line on the next foul. So a big hole for Dalton to try to dig out of here in the last 4 minutes.
Inside Ryan, quick move. But a block shot. Brady Hignight holding his own. Actually, it looked like it was the weak side defender that was able to poke that out of his hands, Sammy Tomlinson.
But just again, the strength of Nick Ryan, strength to take the ball to the basket and then just strength around the rim is really impressive.
He will undoubtedly be an All-Ohioan this season.
I would think so, he averages 19 a game, as we said, almost 10 rebounds a game.
See if he can get one here. He will. Collect it, baseline, and puts it home.
Yeah.
What a performance for both he and Condeleone combining for 50, Joe.
Yeah. And they're the two leading scorers.
Simorino getting in on the action there.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit quiet offensively. Just 5 so far.
So we said they've scored 79, 81, and 76 in their 3 tournament games. And they're at 70 right now.
And still selling out Ryan, too. Dalton gets it backside, and a nice finish at the rack from McPherrin. Condeleone just filthy with the acceleration.
He's going to go to the free throw line and shoot 2.
So the Eagles in the bonus. Don't even have to call it the double bonus anymore.
No.
And I think he's hit his last 3 now, free throw line. So if that's his area of weakness, looking pretty strong right now, as he's got 23 for the game, and Ryan, standing ovation as he takes a seat for the final time tonight.
Condeleone's going to take a seat also. So
what a 1-2 punch. The junior small forward and now the senior point guard. They have been a treat to watch. They're probably going to have to be co-MVP, so I don't know how we pick one or the other.
24 and 23, they're pretty good. Whew.
Outscored Dalton, just those 2 tonight. Here's Tomlinson, high arcing shot. And a little bit short there as well from Eberle. Just hasn't been the Dogs' night on the offensive end.
And a lot of that credit can go to the Eagles with their defense.
Meanwhile, the big fella, Avto Kanishvili, missing his first shot attempt. Quickness down the baseline results in 2 more for Steiner.
Timeout by the Bulldogs.
And in what appears to be Brandon's final game of his career, he's played pretty well off the bench. He's got 9, leading scorer out on the floor right now for the Dogs as we get a Weston Main timeout. And just looking over at the JFK huddle, a lot of hugs being handed out. They can sense it now, Joe.
Yep.
Overcoming the hurdle that got in their way last year. Dalton was that obstacle in the semifinals, so we're going to get 1-1 here after the win for the Eagles and maybe get round 3 next season in this now budding regional rivalry.
Yeah. Wouldn't mind having a rivalry in the regional every year.
Sign up for that, wouldn't you?
I'd sign up for that in a minute.
So some fresh faces out on the floor now for Kennedy.
Yep.
Santino Esposito, number 21. This is Avto. Call for the double dribble. It's going to be the 10th giveaway for JFK.
Yeah. Not really sure if that was a double dribble, though. Seemed like when the ball went into the post, it kind of just got knocked away from me. But play on here with 2 minutes to go in the ball game, and The Eagles up 72-49.
Tough shot, lips out. That was Colin Jones, 6'1" senior. Eagles just working some clock. Yep. We're approaching the final 90 seconds. Handle was lost there, but Swagger able to chase it down. Gets it up here for Matt Wagner. Henry Phillips, number 3, the only player on the floor that got really any type of significant time during the regular season. So, you know, what a cool section of the game right now for some of these guys to get in. Regional semifinal.
Well, you can tell that they're a well-coached basketball team, because as these 5 gentlemen come in, sometimes when you sub everybody in, everybody just kind of starts looking for their own shot. And these 5 subs have all come into the basketball game and have done the same thing that their starters had done, is move the basketball and kind of share the basketball. Got a violation, even though he missed the free throw. So
Esposito with just the tippy toe there over the free throw line. So
knocks down the second one.
The future of Eagles basketball out on the floor. And for Dalton, this is a farewell in this final minute. All seniors out there, the 5 on the roster. Historic stuff for them, getting the back-to-back regionals. And how about that? The bucket for Colin Jones. Everyone going berserk over on the Bulldog cheering section.
And I would bet he was one of the football players that was out. Looks maybe like a fullback linebacker type guy.
There's a lot of football players out on the floor right now. The whole team, I think, I forget, what did Coach tell us? That like 14 out of the 22 players that make up the program all played football. So they got an unbelievably late start to the season.
Nice gesture here. They're going to take all the seniors out together.
And I'm sure it's going to be a huge ovation when they do step off. Here's Santino, second straight trip to the line. But with that make, for the final time in their careers, the seniors for Dalton will walk off the floor.
Well, they got to be proud about a couple things. Number one, when you start basketball so late, sometimes it's hard to get in that groove. Number two is when you start the season like they did, is that the ability to fight through the adversity and finish the season as district champs. So the Dalton Bulldogs back-to-back district championships, something to be proud of.
The last team standing from the WCAL in the tournament. How about that? A straightaway 3 for Gabe Clark, making the most of his minute.
You know, expected JFK is just going to hold the basketball here and let the clock run out.
So the Eagles will fly into the regional championship to face off with the defending champs and the 2-time defending D4 state champion winners in Richmond Heights on Friday, as they put up more than 70 yet again here in tournament action. We will take a timeout. We will be back with your 89 Homes post-game report, including an interview with the most valuable player of the game. So stick with us. Still plenty more to come here on your free coverage of boys tournament hoops.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let SPHERION do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with SPHERION. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Tonight's high school basketball broadcast brought to you folks free of charge thanks to Arrow Accounting. Moving your community forward with our good friend Kara Barnes. Hit her up for services at the link in the description. SIMONSON Construction Services, Inc. From concept to completion, they can help you make a plan, refine your vision, and build a path for success. 89 homes and building improvements, building homes, earning trust since 1979. Weston, Maine, located at 187 West Market Street in Warren, Ohio. Hit them up. They got all the good stuff down there. BS Media Productions, if you need a commercial to showcase your business or promote that you are hiring, BS Media Pros is the most affordable, high-quality production company in North Central Ohio. You can find them on Facebook. Weaver Commercial Contractor, proud supporter of local high school athletics. For all of your commercial contracting needs, contact them. And SPHERION Mid-Ohio. Let them help you build the career you want or the awesome team you want. They build real relationships with you so that we can understand what you need and get it for you fast. All right, we are just about to be back. We've got co-MVPs here with us. We'll hear from them in just a moment.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let SPHERION do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with SPHERION. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
We welcome you folks back for the SIMONSON Construction Services, Inc. co-MVPs of the night. Two players so good we couldn't pick just one. Michael Condeleone and Nick Ryan, both of you putting it up for 23 points here tonight. And let's just start with the win. You guys got to battle them on this very stage and this very game last year. So to come away victorious this time, just talk to me about just how good this one feels.
Yeah, so it's a great feeling because they knocked us off last year in districts. And, we truly believe as a team that God puts you in situations, and he knows that, sometimes that when you lose like that or something like that, that he'll give you the opportunity to shine again. And he did that tonight. He let us get a little bit of our revenge here, and I'm happy about it.
All right, while you got the microphone, I just want to talk about your burst off the perimeter. We knew that you were going to be an unbelievable rebounding threat, really gifted by the basket. But I think that you really took Dalton off guard, just how fast you are with your acceleration. You had multiple dunks here tonight. So just talk to me about your ability and looking for that here tonight, because it felt like that was your most effective weapon.
Yeah, obviously that's one of my best assets. And I don't think people expect it. Sometimes you look at me like, I don't know if this kid is that quick. But once I hit him with that first step, sometimes we're like, it's just hard for them to keep up. So sometimes it's unsuspecting.
All right, Michael, you too, man. Obviously, you got great quickness, and even though you're a left-handed player, I feel like you're even better with your right hand. Yeah. So is that kind of what you feel like when you get into the paint?
I mean, yeah, teams always look at me as a left-handed shooter, so they think force him right, he's going to go to his left. But I got to say my dominant hand when finishing at the rim is my right hand, so kind of throws teams off a little bit, and yeah.
You guys have been really impressive offensively, definitely during this tournament run, over 70 points every single time. You move the basketball well. You got a lot of pieces and parts out there. So just tell me about the flow of the season and offensively, how the development came. Have you guys been a high-flying team all season, or are you coming into your own at the right time right now?
As Nick said, first I want to give all glory to God. Without him, we wouldn't be here today. From freshman, sophomore, junior year, coming first 3 years for us, we kind of been a run and gun team, shoot a lot of threes, get back on defense, press, all that. But this year we really focused on locking down the defensive side. And doing that throughout the year and working on that, I think it's propelled our offensive game even better because it's allowing us to get more rebounds and get out in transition to push.
Yeah, I think you guys are closing in on 200 made threes for a season. Do you know what? Would that be a team record for you guys?
I want to say so, yeah.
It's got to be, right?
So, yeah.
That's a ridiculous amount of threes. So go ahead. Pass back over here to Nick, because in the pregame, I didn't get a chance to watch you. Travis seen you against Hillsdale, but I was just watching the cold stare that you had, and just I was a little intimidated over here just on the media booth. So getting into the zone for yourself, do you feel like there's a little bit of a change, like you flip a switch?
Yeah, there's definitely that change of mindset to where you're going to play. It's all business. There's no smiling. There's none of that. And I think I've had that from a young age, and it just stuck with me.
Well, it was definitely effective here tonight, man. Congratulations to both of you guys for moving on. But now it's the ultimate test. You're going to get Richmond Heights. I'm sure you watched the first game. I mean, they got dogs out there. I mean, they look like the Monstars, I mean, a lot of talent.
They got 5 D1 recruits, and we know that. We know they're a heck of a team. But, like I told somebody else, we're just going to give them our best shot, and hopefully we can come out with the win.
All right, Michael, what do you think it will take for you guys to do to get it done against a team like that?
We're going to hit practice tomorrow hard. We're going to treat it like any other game. We're going to preparation, attitude, skill, all that's going to come into play. But I really think we can't play nervous. We just got to go out there. We got to give them our best shot, as Nick said, and lay all our chips on the table. Hopefully come out with an upset.
All right, well, we'll definitely be keeping an eye on you guys. I think that you're going to give them a pretty good game. We got a little tradition here on the OH Report before we turn you loose. Look into the camera. Give us as many shout-outs as you'd like.
First off, I want to shout out my mom, my dad, my grandparents for coming tonight. I want to shout out the Kennedy student section. They travel great. They travel well. And I just want to shout out our team in general. The guys on the bench, they give it all in practice. For them to come out and cheer us on and just give it their all, knowing that we give our all, it really means a lot. Kennedy's really a family.
Yep. First of all, once again, all glory goes to God. Secondly, this amazing student section that came out to support us today. Can't thank them enough. My uncle, he came all the way down from Columbus just to watch me, so I was happy about that. My grandparents coming out, my parents, without my dad I wouldn't be here. He takes me in the gym all the time. We work out, so I just wanted to thank him a lot.
All right, good stuff tonight, guys. Thank you so much for the time.
Thanks, OH Report.
Hey, our pleasure. Our co-MVPs, Michael Connolleone and Nick Ryan.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let SPHERION do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with SPHERION. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
We return for your post-game show presented by 89 Homes, where they're building homes and earning trust since 1979. I'm Brian Skowronski. The great Joe Balogh was with me here tonight to watch that kid right there, one of our co-MVPs, Mr. Ryan, really put on a show along with his point guard. I mean, that 1-2 punch, that's I think about as good as I've seen from a point guard and a forward this year.
Yeah, and two classy young men. I mean, the interview was really, really good. I think they're really excited about a chance to play Richmond Heights. They knocked them out of the tournament, and it's neat to see kind of that fire and focus in their eyes already in preparation for that game.
Well, we knew that Nick had the fire and focus. That was evident from the second
It was good to see him smile. It was good to see him smile, but you know, that tells you a lot about them. Is just is that kind of focus they have, and I'm sure they're going to have great focus as they make the preparations over the next couple days, with a chance to get to the state Final Four as they play Richmond Heights on Friday night right here.
Yeah, so cool. Both teams that we saw win tonight into the Elite Eight, so it's starting to get down to the nitty-gritty for Division IV as we show you the final stats of the evening. And JFK, we saw that third quarter where they just created some separation, knocked down 5 threes in the frame there, Joe, and then kind of down the stretch they got to the free throw line a bunch, and I felt like those were two things that, well, definitely the threes in the third that kind of put this baby to bed a little bit early.
And you know, the threes were huge tonight, but I just really liked how they share the basketball. They do a great job reversing the basketball. They don't waste a lot of dribbles. They usually dribble for a purpose. So they were really, really solid tonight against a Dalton basketball team that's got to be really proud with how they played also this year. Could have really packed it in after the first third of the season, but really fought back, won a second district championship, and got a chance to play here in the regional. So congratulations to them on a very solid basketball season.
Yeah, no question. So many hurdles and obstacles for Dalton to get over this year, with the football team going all the way to state finals. Ironically, like, played at the stadium just right behind us here. So to get back to the regionals, a place where they had not been in 21 years until last year, we salute Dalton and their fans for coming out here. They definitely they showed out in droves here tonight. So nothing to hang your head about. I think probably competed this year, exceeded expectations, I would presume.
Yeah, especially as we mentioned after that start. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people were putting them to bed, but they jumped right back up and were really solid in the last 2/3 of the season, and then made a nice little run here in the tournament.
But tonight, in this second game, was about Warren JFK, as the Eagles, yet again, they fly in the tournament, over 70 points for a 4th consecutive playoff game, and they'll be heading to Friday's final. But that will wrap up our coverage here tonight from Canton. Do want to thank you, all the viewers out there, for watching with us here on our broadcast. It had to come a little bit later in the day, but we're happy that we could have it for you. Shout out to Travis Big League Berardi down here for bringing you the live and free audio cast tonight. So I don't know that we've ever done anything quite like this show. There was a lot of moving pieces and parts. Hopefully we pulled it off. I don't even know what it looks like out there.
We'll find out when we get to watch it. So
that's right. So thank you guys for watching, and a big thank you to all of our generous sponsors. We're not here without them. So thank you to Weaver Commercial Contractors, 89 Homes, Weston, Maine over in Warren, SPHERION Mid-Ohio and MidOhioJobs.net, Simonson Construction Services, Inc., and BS Media Pros. For my awesome staff here at the OH Report, Travis Berardi on the audio cast, Adam Thompson, our producer-director, and our 2 camera folks tonight, Jory Hollenbeck with the top cam, down on the floor, Brandon Powell. I'm Brian Skowronski for the Hall of Famer Joe Balogh, saying so long from Canton. We'll see you guys again Thursday. Big game going down at BG, and then also we'll have girls' states. We'll see you then.